Yeah, all right. Good evening, everyone. We are about to start today's class, and there are two basic things we are going to be working on today for Metasploit. We are going to touch on two things, and one of them tends to be information gathering and what we call basic exploitation. Now, I believe part of our class in the past has actually touched on, you know, scanning network, blah, blah, blah. We've been able to scan a lot of network. Most of us are used to Wireshark, knowing how to pick up packets. But, and we have also talked about Bob suits. But now it's high time for us to start talking about how to actually execute it on a different system. So that means that we are going to be touching on gathering someone's system, any system of our choice, but based off our rules, we wouldn't go beyond certain place. But how can you get someone's system, scan the person's IP, get the open port, and then penetrate into the person's system and be in charge of that person's system? That is what we want to cover today. So if we anyone who is missing these basics and has been in part of our class might not cover up because there are certain questions you might want to ask, you might not be able to ask them maybe when you are watching it. But let's just proceed with the class. Now, the first thing we are going to touch on is when you open your Metasploit, let me close this program. Let me shut it down and then
Good evening, sir.
start. Yeah, good day.
I am not. Good evening, sir. I'm not seeing your screen. I don't know if others are seeing it, sir.
Don't worry, you will see my screen.
Okay.
So, um, so we're starting Bob Shoots. Sorry, we're starting Kali. And while we start Kali, let us go back to this particular application, ZenMap. Now, remember we talked about Nmap and using Nmap in a more productive way under what do they call it? On a more productive way under Kali Linux. But now we are going to see the difference between why we use ZenMap sometimes and why we use Kali. So now we are going to scan a system and we will take control of that system whereby you can now start having access to all the files of every system. The moment you are in charge of the IP and you have seen an open port, you become in control of that particular system and you can decide the pace of how you want that system. Though we are not there, but at least for you to get into a system, to be in charge of a system, we are going to touch on that. I wouldn't make it too long, but I'll make it in a way whereby we can practicalize on it and it can be useful to us. So let's say let's begin today's class by opening MSF console. Why this is opening, I want us to remember that you can open ZenMap. Let's see if we can also decide, let's try this out. Okay, now there's a scan we want to do. I think in the last class we had, we talked about how you can scan all kinds of network even without being aware of the IP address. You can get various kind of IP address. I think we have touched on that. But now we want to touch on how do you get in control of a system. So for example, in this place, if you type nmap and we use maybe stealth scan, or we use something like this particular scan T4 slash A slash V, which is intense scan. That's what it's called, intense scan. Let me wipe out this first. Once we talk about intense scan, we have something, a command like this. So if we use this scan here, which is dash T4, when we use dash T, what's wrong with my keyboard? Dash T4 dash capital letter A dash small letter V, and then an IP address of 192.168.0.111. That's my current IP because I changed. I had to move my network. I had to get a bigger network. So it's not going. Let's try it again. Please, who is that person at the background?
Mm, telling you.
Please, let's be muting our mic. Please, let's be muting our mic. So most times, if we want to use those scan here, it might not work properly. So I try it one more time. You can give it a little bit of space. It might not work. Oh, sorry. This might not work properly, and sometimes it might pick up. So the command is not going. But what we can do most times here is to use aggressive scan A and capital letter O, and then let me change this to 111. And now the scan is going to open. But this same scan you're seeing here, it's aggressive scan. There's something that ZenMap has that the other ones does not have. So if you're working in cybersecurity, you most likely will be using all kinds of tools, both on Windows, both on Kali. Sometimes you have to use Ubuntu. They all have their advantage. So on this one now, we are going to scan that same IP address as 192.168.0.111, and we go. All right. I think this one actually gave me exactly what I'm looking for. Both of them did almost similar things. So I want us to pay attention to whatever this thing is scanning. So I would explain it just once and then we move forward from here. We are no more coming back to this. Now, if you look at it from the ZenMap aspect, it has scanned the IP address, and this is the IP address, discovered open port on this IP address, and then this is the port that is open. A TCP port is open here, no FTP port. Any port that is open here simply means that you can take advantage of this system. And so you see 135 slash TCP, you see state, you see service, and you see version. This version is a very important key. So now we want to try and hack into this system by this particular IP port that is open. How do I stay in control of that system that I can get the desktop, get every file inside the system? That is what we're about to do. The most important thing you need to pay attention to is the version of the Windows. And then you also pay attention to the port that is open. The state shows you that it is open. So it shows you the version of the Windows and it shows you this open port. So when you come to this particular place also, remember that the scanning we use here is different from the scanning. And that's the reason why I say you need to know about many scans. You have to learn part of those scans that we have practiced on before. Because this particular scan now that we use here that gave us this particular information could not work on Kali. Now, sometimes occasionally it does, but it would not give you sometimes the information. But I had to change and I use a different scan, which is aggressive and operating system. And now it gave me something. Normally, most scanning on Kali would not show you version. But now I've seen the version and I've seen this port that this particular port is open, this particular port is open, this particular port is also open. So I want to hack it through with Microsoft Windows RPC. Now I have to open, where's the other one? I have to open my MSF console. Now, once I open it, the first thing we can do is to search for that particular. Remember what we said about using the search menu. We search for that particular Windows. So that means I'm searching now for Microsoft Windows RPC. So I say search under Metasploit, Microsoft Windows RPC. Now, the moment it has opened to this particular place, it has shown me now these are the things that are available. Once I can get in through this, I can be in charge of the system. So I have seen that this is exactly what I am looking for. And you need to pay attention that rank tells you that this particular rank is informing you that people have made use of this so many times and they've been able to hack into many systems. These ones are like many people have not tried it. You can try it, but they can all work. So now the next thing I have to do is to highlight this particular one, since this one have been used by many people and it shows yes, I want to use this particular one to penetrate into that particular system. And now what I'm going to do is to highlight it and I'm going to copy it. To copy it, you can use copy selection, but sometimes Control Shift C. Even if we can get to it, I'm not going to try it too many times. I would just want us to get this and practice more on this before we move forward. Now I've copied that particular one because I felt that one would be good for me. There's another one here that is great that has been tested. We are just using the basic one. Now, what I need to do now is to make use of the use command. I want to use this one to penetrate into that particular system. So I press use and I paste it, Control Shift, and I paste it. And now I have what they write here, using configured payload windows /shell/reverse underscore TCP. So that means everything that is going on in that system, I will be able to have access to the files. Then what I need to do now is I can say options to see my options after I have already have this activated. Because now that it is red, it means yes, I can proceed with the system. So let's use options. Now you can see that automatically when I came to the system, it showed me that the port for this particular code, the port is 135. And if you look at this particular one, The open port for this particular Microsoft Windows RPC, the port should be 135. So out of this that I say, show me options, it has shown me that the port that is available is 135. It showed me the L port, the listening port, that is the payload, and it showed me that it is for Windows. So what do I need to do at this moment? The next thing I need to do is to set up the R host to connect it and say I want to connect it to this particular IP address, because we haven't connected it yet. But it has told us now that it is available and it can be used on this system. And you can see it that in the required, it showed yes. On this one also, it showed yes. On this required, it showed yes, yes, yes. So that means this is one of the perfect tool that we can make use of. We have selected one of the perfect one. Now, what we need to do is to use our next command, which is set command. And I know most of us would have known about it. Set command. And in the set command, we can now say, I want to set for this particular IP address that I've scanned. And the set should be our host. And then I put that IP address 192.168.0.111. And now I have put in the IP address. I want us to pay attention that the IP address was not activated in the current settings here, but the port was available. So now that I put in the IP address, I can now use options also. And when I say options, now it means it is connected to that particular system. Now you can see that the IP address is connected and the port is also connected. I hope you know how we get here. Before I move further, if there's any question, please ask so you don't get lost.
Hello, sir. Please,
Yeah,
I think you should come again from the set so that I can get it right.
set. Okay. Now, when I copied the particular one that I needed, which is at the top there, what I had to do was, after I make use of it, which is use command, and I pasted it, now it showed exploits, which is Windows slash blah, 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 that it is available. So I click options to see what is available. And it showed me that, yes, the port that this particular payload or exploit can work for is port 135, which is equal to this particular port here, 135, blah, blah, blah. Then I continued and I use set. There's a command under help that shows set. In our previous class, I showed us that we should get familiar with some of those commands: set, search, show, options, info. I spoke about it. So when I set it, I'm now like, I have to set this one for that particular IP address. And so the set command is set our host. How do you know the our host? The our host simply means the IP or the host server that you want to connect and you want to take charge of the system. So this is set our host space 192.168.0.111. Once you press enter, it shows you this and it tells you it is already linked in. So that's why I click options for you to see that in the outpost, the IP address now appear here. Initially, it wasn't appearing here. Now it shows it appears and it shows that it has been accepted. When it shows no, it simply means it's not working. It might not work, so you need to make some adjustments. If it shows yes, it means it's working. And now we got to this particular place. after the IP address, everything is working perfectly well. Now, if I click um, show, it can show me, okay, modules, parameters are missing, blah, 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 payloads. Okay, let me say show options. This is another command you can use, show options. Okay, it shows the same options and it says, okay, everything is set. Now, I think the next one we can do is, let me use this the way I set it so I don't just give you things that might not work. I can use info also. Can use info to search to see if there are any things that I want to make adjustments on. So in the info, I think we've already talked about info. Info would tell you that, okay, it's for Windows, the person is using Windows. And the only reason why you know the person is using Windows was when you were making use of the scan, you saw that the person was using Microsoft Windows RPC. If you are not too sure of it, you can see it from the operating system that this person's system, the operating system the person is using is Microsoft Windows 10 or Microsoft Windows 11. So I'm making use of Microsoft Windows 11. So it shows you the Windows the person is using already. So you are sure. And when it shows you Microsoft Windows also in the open port, you are very certain that that particular system is vulnerable. And now that's how we got here. Now, the next thing you want to do is that you want to click either exploits. Let's exploit it. Let's use exploits. One nine two one to show error. Okay. Exploit completed. All right. And now we can use the command run. What's going on? But no section was created. Info. Let me use options. Let's see. Run. Oh, something is wrong. Exploit completed, but no section was created. What is the issue? Did I have any port that should be open? Lhost here, address and interface. Lhost, your current settings. 444. Let's try payload. Payloads. Because when you use run, what it's supposed to show you, run. Oh, we have to start from the beginning. I think one command has actually affected it. The exploit command actually affected it. So let's clear this and I'll just go back to it. Let's exit and then restart. That's the problem with this stuff. Search Microsoft. This is it. Search Microsoft Windows RPC. Okay. Okay. Search Microsoft Windows RPC. Oh, error. Search Microsoft Windows RPC. All right. Let's go back to which one is available. Should I try this SMB? Let's use XMB exploit tools. All right. Control Shift C. We copy. Now we go to use. Okay. No payload configured. This is show. Let's use options. Our name printer sharing. Oh, this won't work because the port is different. This won't work because the port is different. Once the port is different, it is always good for you not to proceed, because the port we want is the port that shows. Okay, this shows 445. 445. All right. Let's try it. Our hosts 192.168.0.111 sets options to be sure. Okay, the IP address is there. Listening port, everything is here. What else? Let's try run. Exploit failed, no access. Login error field, connection reset by peer. Yeah, so that's the reason. Reverse TCP 445, it's failed. SF, oh, I could have used back. Not every time you need to go the way I'm going. Whenever the stuff shows error, sometimes you just need to type back so it will move backward. But I just want to get it right. I like starting from afresh. So the moment this R port does not show you exactly the information you're searching for under this version, if it is different from yours, from what you're seeing here, then you need to search for the file that actually suits it. Let me clear everything here so it can be zoom in. All right, so let's begin with what's the name of this thing again? Search Microsoft Windows RPC. It shows great. Zone name exploit Windows RPC. Okay, let's go with this. Use configured, so we use options. The options is for us to see if the ports are aligned. The port is not aligned. Back. Search. search Windows. Oh, sorry. Search Microsoft. Please, I want you to pay attention. Even as this error keeps showing up, it is better it shows up. So you just understand why I am not moving forward. The reason why I'm not moving forward is because the port is not coming up. I can decide to say, let me even use, let's even use it and say use, and sometimes you can still change the port. Let's say I use it and I use set port, L port or R port, sorry, R port to 135. So options to see if it's going to work. Okay, it works. 135, it shows yes. So now our host sets our host and our host 192.168. I hope this IP address doesn't have any issue. Okay, then I go options to be sure. Oh, sorry, I use capital letter. Options. So 135, everything, yes, yes, yes. But it doesn't have its own L host. Okay. Show options. The options we have. There's an interface may be specified. I didn't copy this one. Payload options. Let's see. All right. Let's say ls. All right. Let's say run. Let's say ls cd root cd desk root. It's already in the system. It has been able to penetrate the system, but I think there's only one thing that is holding it down, which is from the L host. Because from here we've seen the desktop, we see that it has there's a desktop program, there's a document, there's a download, there's music, pictures, public, template, there's videos, and who is. So it has been connected. The only thing is list M module is empty. Means the L host, the payload is not yet coming up. Let's use exploits. It's not working properly. It is not completely connected. And that's why we are seeing this stuff here. So the second one is, if this is still giving us issue, it is basically because what I highlighted, whatever I've highlighted, does not fit into this particular program. So the best thing to do, let's use back. The best thing to do is let's work on this other one, 139 TCP, which is Microsoft Windows Net BIOS SSN. All right. Search Microsoft Windows Net BIOS. Search Microsoft Windows Net this won't work. Sorry. Search Microsoft Windows RPC. Suppose I think we've tried this before. This is great. SMB NetPI Control C. All right. Set. Sorry, use. Info. Our port 445. Our port 445. To set our ports 44 to 13135. Set our hosts 192.168.0.12111. Options. All right. Everything is correct. Automatic targeting. Now, let's see what is available here. List. So it brings out desktop document downloads music profile, public template, trust videos with. So we're already there. In a sense, should be able to run. All right. Now it has gotten into the system. Now it's in charge of the system. Oh, still should. Failed except login expired. Display completed, but no section was created. No access. There's something obstructing it from penetrating fully. Please report blah blah blah. Let's use help to see what's actually going on. Okay, let me check it first. check sometimes to confirm if there's any issue. Exploit failed, no access. I think there might be an issue with the network. Because this is supposed to go. Big Cool services. Okay, let's see once. Database not connected. So it's not connected. Let me look at my network if it's strong enough to run some of these. Signal is a bit low. I think that there might be a reason, there might be an issue with my network because I've used it almost 3 times today. Connect.
Hello.
Yeah, I think
I
I've
think
used it
maybe
about
one
three
of us.
times.
I think maybe one
You
of
said
us
what?
should. I think maybe one of us should try. Maybe follow the step and know if.
Yeah, yeah. You can try the step from your end. When you
Uh,
put run at the end of it, you just type run, and everything is supposed to be connected. So I think something is obstructing it. I don't know. Maybe it's my network. Started reverse TCP handler. This is supposed to connect. See, something is. I don't know. Login error field executing expired. So you can try from your end. Anyone who can share their screen, so I can just guide you through it. Because if I have to fix this, then we are not going to be having this class now. I would have to start opening different programs to fix this particular one. Check field, exploit field, no access, proto, login errors, field. Um, who is going to be sharing their screen?
I wanted to share my screen, but I don't just.
So
You
I
don't know how
think
to share it.
this process will work for only people that have an external Wi-Fi. It will not work for we that are using our phones for hotspots.
Get your network from this thing. It will work for anyone. Just open your Wireshark and be sure of the IP address you see. Open your
Open your
Wireshark.
Wireshark.
I'm hearing
I'm
myself.
hearing myself.
The first thing you
The
have to
first thing you
do
have
is
to do is.
hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Hello?
go ahead, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
The first thing you have to do is to scan your network. You can use intent scan, or you can decide to open Nmap and you can scan it through. Um, you can scan it through your Nmap. Use aggressive scan and operating system scan. So that should give you this version because your target should be that when you scan the network, you are sure of the version of the system that they make use of. And once you are sure of the version, then you can go in. I will stop sharing my screen so I can also, while this is going on, I can figure out where the issues is actually coming from. Okay, SMB2. So you can share your screen. What you do is you come after this, come to stop screen sharing and or start screen sharing, and three box is going to come up. That's three dialog box. You click on the third one that shows entire screen and practice on it. I'm here.
Hello,
So
sir. Have you been recording?
yeah, I think this should be on record.
Okay, please.
I think this should be on record. So we sharing their screen.
Let me share now.
Okay.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So let's assume I'm starting it afresh.
Yeah.
So to go to I know my IP address.
Okay.
So I should go to my
Yeah. Go to
the Kali.
yeah. You can use Kali, but if
And
it doesn't show up the version, then you use ZenMap.
okay, hyphen
It's like no,
capital
that's
A.
underscore. No, that's underscore.
Sorry. Oh, 192.168.107.115. Can you see what is there?
No, it's still loading.
It's still loading, yes.
Yeah. All right. So your port is also open, almost similar. But I think three of
Yeah,
your ports is open, just three. So we have Microsoft Windows RPC.
RPC and one nine
Yes,
Y
and
three nine
139. Yeah.
open.
So one three
The
five 139.
net BIOS and the Microsoft Windows net BIOS.ssn
Yeah.
is also open. So at this point, sir,
Now you
I
can
Sorry,
am
open.
please.
Now
Sorry,
you can.
sir. Please, what's the command you used? Is
It
it to
is the
scan?
yes to scan the open port of the system.
Okay.
Yeah.
yes, sir. What next now?
Now
We'll
you can
go.
open your Microsoft MSF console.
Okay.
Oh, you might have it would have been better you open from a different
A new
source.
a
Not
new
that
tab,
yes,
eh?
Yeah, it's a new tab.
Uh-uh. Ocean can't be this one.
Okay, click that number one. Click that number one. Cancel and click number one.
Well, I'll be using this thing now. Why is it telling me error?
That's the beauty of computers. Yeah. So out of this command line, you can just click another command. I think you have three that are actually open.
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah. Click one. That's the one you are using now. Click another one. The first one, yeah. Okay, this is for pink, and you can open it with this.
Okay. I can run it here now.
Yeah, you can run it here.
Can you clear this one you already have here?
Yeah. Once you type it, then you clear it.
Please, what happened to the first MSF console you opened? Did you close that one?
No, you doesn't need to
It
close
was,
that
it
one.
was not logging. It was not logging. The first one, we stop it so that there will be not too much code to scroll.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay. I can clear now, sir.
Yes, you can. No,
Okay. Now,
double E.
sorry. Sorry.
You typed
Oh,
double E, so that's why it's not going.
no, no, mommy. I didn't even look. Oh. Okay. So now go by.
Search
Uh-huh.
Microsoft
Search.
Windows RPC.
Search Microsoft Windows.
No, the MICRI should be O.
Remind me, micro.
Yeah.
I be my system self the double.
Yeah. Then you need O after the S. You need O after the S. Of Windows. Yeah. Oh, in the search you need to
RPC.
put yes. Don't press enter. In the search you need H.
What do you mean at the type now? See wahala. I cannot know English. I know. Okay.
RPC.
Uh, RPC. Yeah. Then I'll enter.
Yeah.
Then showing. Okay.
Yeah. So you can scroll up. Let's look for. You need to open the screen. You need to maximize it. Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Scroll
Please,
up.
can you help me with that? Can you help me with that command? I can't find it on my this thing on my file.
What command exactly?
The command we use just now for detecting open port.
Okay. Under Kali.
Yes,
That's
the
the
map
nmap. The nmap
Yeah, under
Yes,
addresses the
you
nmap
use
aggressive
aggressive.
addresses
scan.
operating
That's
system.
dash A space dash O, capital letter O, and then the IP address.
Hello.
Okay.
I think I did that, but he said no open port.
Try it on ZenMap. Open from ZenMap and then use intent scan. Type the IP address and put intent scan.
Okay.
So from here, what we're supposed to be the next command in line?
Okay, the next thing is that you scroll up. So we pick out of the exploit or the payload to connect it with the IP address. You scroll up, keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling. Okay, let's see. This your screen is not. Uh, Go down. I think I saw something down where I feel you can use.
From here,
Okay, let's use exploit Windows DCE RPC. That's number 6. Yeah,
oh,
just double click on it. Okay, Control Shift
Control
C,
Shift
copy.
C.
Yeah, copy it.
Then what should be the command? Is it search or no?
Use
Okay.
space
Mm.
Control
Control.
shift.
Mm.
Control Shift V, Control Shift V. No, paste. Space Control Shift V. What you've copied there, maybe you go up there, you just right click, use your mouse,
Mm.
right click.
True. Ah, my button is not responding now.
Maybe you have not copied it. You should just go
Eh,
back
Go
and
and
copy.
copy it again. Go and
then go
copy
and
it
copy it
again.
again. Yes, that's it. Double click number 6. Number 6. Double click on it, right click, and then copy selection. Yeah. Now go down.
Okay.
Right click on it, and then
I've already pasted it.
yeah, press enter. Okay. Now click up
So
and type
optional.
options. Yes, options to see what's available there. Okay. The output is different on your system. Okay, set. Now type set. SET. space,
set, then sir?
space, capital letter, and then R port, and then put 135. One three five. Press enter.
Yes.
Type options to see if it's still valid.